Hi guys, it's Professor Fernandez here. I have to apologize to you. I asked for a letter, or if you wanted to write a letter to me for your memos, but what I didn't anticipate is that you guys did not know how to write letters. Some of you do, which if you do, that's great. Some of you don't, and that is definitely showing my age. Is one of those things that we learned to do in elementary school, but now you have email, so there's no reason to write a letter. So let me show you how to write a letter. So um, the reason why I want letter format, or I encourage letter format, you don't have to do letter format for your memo and then memos. And there will be a memo where it's not even going to be a letter. Um, but the reason why I encourage letter format in your memos is because um, we're having an academic conversation. And so, because conversations happen in so many forms, I want them to be a little bit more formal in that there is a letter that expresses pretty much everything you're thinking, and me answering your letter with my advice. Of course, there's going to be like obviously teams meetings, and there's going to be one-on-ones that we've been doing. So that's additional communication, but I want you to be able to have something written from me that when you get lost, you can go back to the letter and reread it. And so this is actually a trick that that I learned in grad school um, for my research and my curriculum, and I even to this day go back to those letters sent to me by my grad school advisors, advising me through the process of research and advising me through the process of grad school. Um, I go back to those letters, and there's something in those letters that help me whenever I have like a research issue or a writing issue. So this is what I want for you. Again, you don't have to do letters, but for those who did do a letter, I want to show you how to do it. Okay. So I've asked you to do um, your regular heading here. So we're just going to do that. And right now everything is single spaced. We're going to play with formatting here in a second. And then it's English 1302. And then you have a date. And today's date is February 10th. The days run together. So I'm hoping it's February 10th. Okay, so you have the date here. I know that MLA says you have to put day, month, year. For the heading, I really don't care. I do care for your MLA citations, but I don't really care for your heading. I just don't. It doesn't matter. You can put a heading, you can put a title on this if you'd like. You don't have to, since it's going to be a letter. So you want to do your salutation, right? So technically, letters don't have headings. And you'll see when you receive one from me, if you haven't already, you'll see that more than likely, if I remembered, you'll have the date up here, and then I'll start my salutation around here. But because it's technically writing, and you're technically getting a grade for it, you should probably put a heading on it. I don't care about a title. It's a memo. I don't care. I will for your papers though, and I will for your journals, but I don't really care for this. So you're gonna do your salutation. I'm gonna spell professor correctly. All right. So you're going to do a salutation, and then what a salutation is literally you're saying hello to someone. And there's a couple ways of doing that. The most popular way is dear Professor Fernandez, dear whoever. Don't look at my email. Dear whoever. You can just say Professor Fernandez, which is a little bit more formal or informal, depending on the tone you'll take, right? You can just say Professor Fernandez, comma, right? You can say something to the illustrious, to the amazing, wondrous, wonderful Professor Fernandez. However you want to say it. Don't do that. But dear is fine. Dear is a great salutation. So after the salutation, you will always do a comma. It's just a comma rule. I don't make the rules. And then this is where you start your letter, right? And your letter will have several paragraphs. Here's where a lot of you, this is where a lot of you thought you were writing a big email. Some of y'all just wrote a huge block of text. You don't want to do a huge block of text ever in life. So you're gonna write several paragraphs. The length is up to you. You want to limit your paragraphs to one topic each. Definitely explain and go in depth. Definitely, that's what you want to do. Okay, you want to go in depth. There's no rhyme or reason for paragraphs. All right, there really isn't. You may have gotten some advice that paragraphs are 5 sentences long or 11 sentences long. But you are in honors and you're in college now. So you decide how long your paragraphs are. But here's the thing, this is the only rule you really have to advise with paragraphs. You have to go as long as your paragraph or as long as your paragraph so that the other person, the person who is reading it, i.e. me, your audience, understands what you want to say. And so that's why you really should reread these and say what you want to say. Okay. All right. So this is your second paragraph. And it goes on and on and on. Okay. So here's the thing about paragraphs here as well, and some formatting things. If you are writing a business letter, like when you go job searching and you have to write a cover letter, everything is lined to the left. If you are writing a letter to someone that's less formal, like to me, you're going to hit the tab button and you're going to indent. Okay? A couple of y'all did not do that either. And that's fine. You don't know how to write a letter. I'm teaching you now, right? So you're just going to indent. I personally like it when you double space. Of course, highlight, go to paragraph, go to line spacing and hit double. I usually don't double space until I'm done writing everything, and then everything's double spaced. Funny. So this is kind of how the format will go. You don't want this much space between your paragraphs, by the way. So it should be about this much space. So that's your first paragraph, your second paragraph. You keep writing. Everything's fine. And then you have the exit. You have the end, right? Where you have the salutation, and then you have where you say goodbye. So usually in letters, when you're writing them, it goes not all the way to the right-hand side here. It usually goes around here, but because we are doing this electronically, you want it to be kind of to the right. So you're going to say, sincerely, regards, thank you for your thoughts, whatever your sign off you want to be. You can say challenged but excited, right? However you want your sign off to be, and then you are going to put your name there. And again, because we are doing this electronically and not handwritten, you're gonna click this here button and align it to the right. Usually it goes closer to around here, the aligns right here, but because we're doing this electronically, you're doing it to the right and you're gonna sign it. That's it. That is how you write a letter. That is the format and everything. So again, you're gonna do your standard heading. Usually in a letter you don't have to do your heading, but because this is like an official grade, you're gonna have to do your heading. I don't really care if you have a title, frankly, because it's a memo and it's a letter. You can if you want to, if you feel the need and if it moves you. You're going to do a salutation. Dear Professor Fernandez, dear awesome sorceress of the American literature world, however you would like to address me. Just don't, like, say bad things. Okay, just be kind. And then you're going to write your paragraphs, and there you will have several paragraphs. Don't just have one big block of text. You want to make me angry? Turn in something with a big block of text and steam coming out of my ears. All right. Paragraphs are as long as you need to make them. You guys know how to write a paragraph. I don't need to talk to you about that. And then you're going to indent your paragraphs. And then when you're done, you're going to sign out. Have there's an actual name for this, but I completely forgot what it is. But you're going to actually have a final like thought here, or a final like wave, and then you're going to sign your name or write your name, and you're done. Of course, spell check, do the whole thing. Grammar is a thing, and then send it in. So this is how you, my friends, write a letter to your professor. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.